Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Rob, aka Robbie Roams, and I love to travel, make videos and give you all the juicy tips and information you might need to go on an epic road trip. In this video, we embark on a magical 400-mile road trip around the Welsh coast, from north to south, stopping at some of the most amazing locations the UK has to offer. Just a quick warning, once you watch this video, you're going to be booking a trip to Wales immediately after, so just be prepared for that. This trip was easily on a par with the North Coast 500 in Scotland, so if you're looking for ideas and places to visit in Wales, this is the video for you.
This Welsh road trip is turning into something pretty special, to be honest.
So before we get to the good stuff, and trust me, there are some places on this video you really cannot miss. Please do me a favour and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on. Please click the like button to help other people like yourself find this video. Now sit back, grab some snacks and get comfy. This is the ultimate Welsh Coast 400-mile road trip. So our plan was fairly simple. We were going to drive all the way down from our starting point in North Wales to South Wales, stopping at the best locations along the way. We had 7 days to do the trip, and I roughly calculated this road trip would be about 400 miles long.
Hi guys, thanks for joining me again in another video. Currently sat in a really exotic place on my driveway at home. So yeah, just waiting for Jazz. We're going to jump in the van and then we're heading to North Wales. So you'd probably seen on the intro what our plan is. We're going to do this 400-ish mile route of the Welsh coast, going from north to south, and yeah, really looking forward to this one. I've been to parts of Wales quite a lot as a kid. Aberystwyth, I used to go there every sort of summer holidays, every Easter holiday. My grandma and granddad had a caravan down there, so our parents would just pack us up, send us down there. And yeah, used to have some great times. Yeah, great little town in mid Wales. We've been to a few places up north like Shell Island, Rhyl, a few of them places. Haven't really been down South Wales. So we're going to start at the top in Llandudno, kind of work our way through Snowdonia, down the Midwest coast, all the way down to Pembrokeshire, which I've heard is incredible. Some of the coast beaches and scenery down there just look amazing. And then we're going to work our way kind of east back towards Swansea, Cardiff, through the Brecon Beacons and then back home. So in essence, we're just going north to south. It's a 400-mile route. Anybody can do it. You know, unlike the North Coast 500, it's not really a set route, but I'm kind of hoping we've got a pretty good itinerary. And I'll put the itinerary in the description below. I am actually starting to do research for a Welsh road trip guidebook, similar to my North Coast 500 one. So if you're interested in that, just jump onto my website, sign up to my newsletter or something like that, and you'll be kind of kept up to date. So yeah, we're just going to get on the road. We're heading up to Llandudno from where we are in Staffordshire. It's about 2.5 hours. We're starting in Llandudno. I think it's like the quintessential Victorian seaside North Wales sort of town. So I don't know, it just made sense to start there and work our way south. So yeah, hopefully we'll pick it back up shortly and we'll be somewhere near Llandudno and yeah, have a little explore around there. Yeah, I actually forgot to say, joining us on this one, we've got myself, Jazz, Archie, who you know from the North Coast 500 videos, and we've got Jem. So Jem is our new dog. She's a rescue dog we got from the local Border Collie Trust. We think she's either 12, 13 or 14 years old. We don't really know for sure. Her chip says 14, but the previous owner that unfortunately had to give her up said she was 12, so we're unsure. We think she's a little bit older, but yeah, she's settled in with Arch really well. They're kind of alright mates. They're not best mates, but they get on. And yeah, hasn't got quite as much energy as Arch, so it's going to be interesting on this trip how much we can do without knackering her. Bless her. But yeah, she's actually a top dog. 2 collies, Jazz and me. Let's go. So if you can hear me through all the racket, we're just on Llandudno Pier. This is our first stop for the day. It's probably not to everyone's taste. I mean, it's a traditional Victorian seaside town. The pier is really long with candy floss, rides, big wheels, burgers, hot dogs, games, arcades, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, we brought the dogs on the big wheel, and you can apparently, so they're loving it. I mean, Gemma's pretty much fast asleep. Archie ain't really sure what's going on, but yeah, welcome to the start of our Wales trip. Beautiful Llandudno. Yeah, so we've called in for a couple of hours at Llandudno. We didn't go on the cable car, which is meant to be really good, but you can take dogs up there. There's an old copper mine, plenty of things to do in town. There's obviously the pier if you're into that kind of thing, but we're just going to grab an ice cream now and then head up to Conwy Castle. A lot of English people call it Conway, but I've looked on Tinterweb, and yeah, you don't pronounce it way apparently. And if you're from Wales, just please disregard any of my Welsh pronunciation, because yeah, it's not my thing, as you know, with the Scottish, but the Welsh seems even more difficult. Another fun fact, Jazz, did you know Welsh is the third most spoken language in the UK? English is 1, Polish is 2, Welsh is 3rd.
Really?
So there we go. Conwy Castle, waterfall, and then we'll probably camp down for the night. But yeah, when the weather's nice here, it's beautiful. Anyway. So we made our way from Llandudno. We stopped at the bridge by the Conwy Castle, which is actually spectacular. Probably as good as any of the Scottish castles we've seen, to be fair. So again, if you're into castles or you've got kids or something, it's a great little stop off. We didn't have a walk through. They don't allow dogs, and we didn't really want to leave them in the van, so just flew the drone over there. Coming back 10 miles up the road to Aber Falls, which is about a 4k there and back, so like 2k out, 2k back, which me and Arch are just starting. We've left Jazz and Jem in the van. Jem not particularly good with longer distances, it looks like. So yeah, let's see what these waterfalls are like. Right, we're just making our way back down. Yeah, when you get up close to it, it is spectacular, to be honest. It's quite a deep pool of water at the bottom, so if it's a hot day like today and you're not a pussy like me, bring your Speedos, bring your bikini like them pair I've just seen, and get yourself in the plunge pool. There's no better feeling than a nice, refreshing, cold dunk in some really fresh mountain water. I've done it before, just not today. Hopefully tomorrow morning. But yeah, we're going to make our way back down. It's going to be a 20-25 minute walk. We'll get in the van and then we're going to move on to the next place. We're just making our way through Snowdonia National Park, and we've hit kind of like the big mountain region. The sun's just beginning to dip below the mountains and the lighting just looks spectacular. Just such a nice, I'm going to say the word I always say, incredible part of Wales. And yeah, we're camping, probably got another 12 miles to go, so plenty more of these windy mountainous roads and lakes. I mean, there's a lake here I'm just going to get a couple of shots of, just shimmering. It's absolutely beautiful.
that's us for the night now. We're pretty much set up, just about to cook some chilli for tea, and we'll do it all again tomorrow. But yeah, first day, it's been pretty epic, to be honest. Anyway, pick it up in the morning.
Good morning, day 2. This is probably the world's first because I'm wearing a bucket hat, and I've never wore a bucket hat on my YouTube channel, so you're all privileged.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah, we had a really good...
Take it off.
No taking it
Take
off.
it off.
The bucket hat singer. Not me. Yeah, we had a good night's sleep actually. We were pretty drained. It's a long day when you're driving from place to place, especially coming all the way from home. But yeah, we've woke up. The weather was a little bit sketchy, dodgy. We had a lot of black clouds and stuff, but sun's out now. The first thing I always say on road trips is download Google Maps offline wherever you are, because we're in Snowdonia at the minute and the signal is non-existent for the most part. So if you still want navigation on your phone, you can download the whole of Wales actually. That's what I did a couple of days ago. So yeah, we had a decent night's sleep, woke up in this beautiful location, and we're all good, I think. So yeah, the plan is we're going to go to the Watkin? Is it Watkin or Watkins? The Watkin Path, which will eventually take up Snowdon. We're not going to head up all the way up to Snowdon. We've done that a couple of times, and if you're in the area, there's multiple routes up it, and if you've never done it before, I'd highly recommend it. Can be pretty grueling, so if you're in a okay level of fitness, you should be okay. But yeah, we're going to go sort of 30-40 minutes up the Watkin Path, where there's some pools and waterfalls and stuff like that, so we're going to go and check that out. Right, we will get going. Right, so I've just got to the falls. It's probably taken 25 minutes for the drink stop, but the water is so blue, it reminds me of the fairy pools up on the Isle of Skye, and it's a really deep bit here. And after me and the lads went canyoning last week, just got urges to jump in. I might do, we'll see how cold it is. But yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Loads of little waterfalls and crystal clear. This main pool behind me here is just like a little paradise. Nobody here, it's strange. I think it'd be quite popular. I'm sure it is on the weekends, but yeah, it's building up the courage to go in. Yeah, not sure about it. Get it out! Oh, Jesus! It's freezing! Oh, I'll tell you what, nothing more exhilarating than getting absolutely freezing cold in that ice cold water. Feels so much better after though. It's strange. Put yourself through the pain, but you feel better. But yeah, highly recommended. Watkin Path Falls. I'll put all the information in the description below so you can find this place, and you can follow a similar itinerary to me and Jazz if that's what you want to do. But yeah, we're going to start going back down now. Just going to get the drone up for a sec, and then we're moving on to the next place. Right, so I've just got back to the car. I met Jazz at the calf, so if you don't want to go up to the waterfall, you can actually just chill around here. There's a nice little walk around the river where she's took Jem, and Jem's decided to roll in some cow poo. So I'm glad that we're in here to witness that, because that would not have been fun. So we're now going to head down to Barmouth. We're actually staying just up the road from there in Shall Island tonight. So we're going to pick back up on the coast, because obviously we're inland a little bit here in Snowdonia. And yeah, we're going to have a little walk around Barmouth, which we've been to a few times. There's some really good ice cream shop there, nice little harbour, beach at the front, and yeah, well worth a stop at. So it's about 28 miles Google Maps is telling me. It's about 50 minutes from where we are. So yeah, I'm looking forward to one of them ice creams. I also remember there was a shop next to the ice creams called Isis Pizza, and then when all the Islamic State stuff came out, they got a bit of a bad rep, but it's just unfortunate, isn't it? Anyway, back on the road, let's go. Right, we've just called in at Barmouth. A couple of reasons why. One, because there's a really good ice cream shop. Two, because it's generally just a really nice little town. Do boat trips from here. There's a nice beach. You can even take your dogs down there. Blokes shouting. There's blokes shouting. Got my Scottish accent. There's blokes shouting in the background. But yeah, this is probably the closest place to Shell Island that's got like a supermarket. So we're going to stop here and get a few bits and bobs for our camping trip at Shell Island tonight. But we're going to take you to what we think's the best ice cream place here. It was last time and the time before, so let's go and have a look. Thank you. Right, cheers, buddy. So we've left Barmouth and we've come up to Shell Island, which is where we're camping for the night. We're just in northwest Wales, and yeah, we've been here a few times. We've been here, I think it like on my Facebook it popped up that we were here 8 years ago to the day, which is a bit of a coincidence. But it's one of them places, it's so strange. It's like the facilities and that are pretty mediocre, but the locations of where you can camp, you can pretty much camp on the beach itself. And in the sand dunes you can light fires, you can pretty much do what you want, and yeah, the location really sells this place. So we've just been and had a pint from the bar, which is on site. You can grab food and stuff as well. We're just going to go and try and find somewhere nice to pitch up before the evening. But yeah, no doubt we'll be walking down to the beach at some point. The beach and the sand dunes here are just spectacular. So yeah, welcome to Shell Island. If you've never been here, we'll give you a little tour around. So yeah, we're just going to kick back now, probably have a couple of beverages. So we've just had our dinner, and Jazz has pulled up on Facebook, just randomly, 8 years ago today. Guess where we were? We were right here at Shell Island, and there's a really cringy video of me pretending to do like an MTV Cribs thing. But yeah, just a coincidence that we happen to be at the exact same place 8 years later on the very day. It's weird how things like that turn out, isn't it? But yeah, don't know why anyone at home would want to know that, but there we go. We're just going to head down towards the beach and catch the sunset because it looks pretty damn remarkable. Tell you what, we've dropped on with this sunset. We've been here, like I say, quite a few times, and the weather in North Wales mainly is not particularly great.
But yeah, today is just spectacular. We're sat here with our tinnies, back up against the rock, little picnic blanket on the floor, and it's so peaceful. There's a couple of mad heads just swimming in the sea, and literally no one really else other than us. It's just bliss. And all for about 30 quid camping site fee for the night. Money well spent, I think. Cheers. Oh.
Right, good morning, we're on day 3. We are just packed up at Shell Island. Jazz is putting on a mascara, she's going to do mine in a sec. And then we're heading back on the road. We're heading south towards mid Wales, and the first stop of today is Ynyslas, which is an incredible beach that I always used to go to as a kid. Just pristine white sands. And on a sunny day, which is probably not going to be today, it just looks even better. I think there's a bit of a change of plan. It says flood, road ahead closed. We totally forgot. You are on a bit of a causeway in Ireland here, so like when the tide comes in, it floods the road and you can't get across. We've totally disregarded it because we've never really encountered a problem with it. And it says we can't get out until 12 o'clock. And it's now 20 past 10.
We've never left this early before, that's why.
So yeah, I think we're going to go swimming. We're going to go swimming here instead of Ynyslas.
Are you recording me?
Yeah.
So we've just spontaneously thought we'll get a Shell Island bodyboard. We saw a lot of bodyboarding in Brazil and like didn't end up doing it. Jazz was like, go and get one, go and get one. But I've got it on the premise that she's going to actually go bodyboarding. Let's see what happens there. I'm back down to where we were pretty much last night, and we've got the bodyboard. Jazz was in there like a tramp on chips, straight in. Yeah, I gave her a bit of a crash course in bodyboarding, but the thing is here, the waves today are just all over the shop because of the wind. The wind's blowing in different directions, so it's not particularly great for bodyboarding. But we're going to keep the Shell Island bodyboard because I've heard down South Wales there's some good surfing and bodyboarding conditions. Well, yeah, still beautiful. The sea's not actually that cold. It's just there's a bit of a wind today, so the second you get wet you can feel it a bit more. But the sea's a lot warmer than that pool that I jumped in yesterday, to put it that way. So yeah, we're just going to go and get changed, and then probably have a cup of tea, and then get off the island hopefully at about 12 o'clock. So welcome to Ynyslas. I used to love this place as a kid because I got some really good memories from going in one of them little inflatable dinghies and playing with our old dog Jess, and yeah, it was always a good time down here. And when the weather's nice, it's not so bad at the minute, but when the sun actually comes out, it's absolutely incredible, this place. There's a load of sand dunes. You can do a bit of a followed walk along this kind of boardwalk. But yeah, the main attraction is the beach and the sand dunes, really. Just across the estuary, you've got Aberystwyth, another great place to stop off, although it's not so easy to get to from here. You've got to go around the Wrekin to get there because of the estuary. But yeah, real picturesque place. Little colourful houses just across the way. And yeah, a great place to spend the day or an afternoon here. We're not going to hang around for too long because we kind of got stuck for time earlier with the problem at Shell Island. This is a really, really cool spot. Definitely recommend it if you're heading from north down to south. Right, so we're back in the van and the sat nav says we've got 27 minutes to get to Aberystwyth, which is about 11 miles south from Ynyslas. And yeah, we're going to be calling in the town centre first, get some fish and chips from the pier,
and just have a little spruce around town really. Tonight, like I said before, we're going to stop at my mum's static caravan. We're going to go meet up with her in a bit, but for now we're going to get back on the road to Aberystwyth. I'm not going to start doing accents. The last time I did accents on the North Coast 500 video, I got a load of Scottish people giving me grief in the comments, so I'm going to avoid that one. So yeah, let's get going. Right, we've just got to my mum's caravan, just having a relaxed afternoon, and then we're going to nip back down and get a chippy for our tea, which I haven't really shut up about it the whole video, have I? So yeah, starving myself ready for that. Gonna have a couple of beers and then yeah, chilled out evening. Tomorrow we're going to head further south and continue this coastal route down towards St David's. So pretty much further south than Aberystwyth along the coast. I haven't really been, so it's going to be a new experience for me, and I'm hoping yeah, it's going to be good. Yeah, chilled out evening. These are my mum's dogs, Boris and Barney, who are absolutely nuts. And they're like mountain goats climbing all over me. Yeah, should be nice having a little bit more luxury rather than the camper van. If you are going to do this route in a camper van or a caravan, I think there is a campsite in Aberystwyth. It's not in the middle. This used to be a touring park. They don't do it anymore. It's just seasonal pitches and stuff. But yeah, there's one out of town. So yeah, there we go. Right, so we've come down to the pier to get our chippy. It's about 6:30. I'm starving. I'm hoping it's going to be as good as I keep making out. Chippy. Oh, so I'm absolutely stuffed. Got like curry sauce all around my chops. Yeah, that was incredible again. That was the diagnosis on the chippy. So we're just going to sink a couple of beers. I'm going to call it a night. Got a long day, quite a long drive tomorrow. So yeah, it's been another awesome day. Yeah, it's been quite surprising how good it's been so far. I'm not saying that because I think that Wales is rubbish or anything, but I didn't realise it was this good. It's just blowing my mind. And the further south we go, I think it's going to get better and better. So anyway, pick it up in the morning. Catch you later. Good morning. We're on day 4 of our Welsh Coast 400-mile trip, and we've woken up to a glorious morning today. The weather was hit and miss yesterday, still okay, but this morning just looks pristine. So me, my mum and the 3 dogs are going to go up Ynyslas, which is the hill just above Aberystwyth, with the big monument. Is it a monument?
Yeah.
Big monument on top. Really nice walk. And it only takes, what, about half an hour, something like that, to get up, and gives nice views over the bay. So we're going to do that. In the meantime, Jazz is washing her hair. Got to do it at some point. Don't want to walk around campsites like a greasy mop, as she normally does. Anyway, we're going to get on the road. So we've just made it up to the top. It's only taken about 20 minutes, something like that, 25 at a push. And it's so peaceful up here, you can't really hear anything. I mean, you'd expect to hear the traffic down in the town, maybe the sea on this side. But the sea, it's just like a duck pond. There's not a single wave. Obviously the sun's out, glorious. But yeah, you come up to the top, you can see views over the valleys behind, out to sea. My mum reckons on a good day you can see all the way to Ireland, see all the way down south, the direction we're heading later. Just a really nice place, and there's a bit of uphill, but it's only 20 minutes. Worth the view though, isn't it? Worth the effort. And what we'll do, we'll walk down the hill, follow it back round to the river, and then you can make your way back into town. But there's loads of different routes you can take, so if you're into hiking, there's plenty of it around here. Come on then, dogs. Back in the van we go.
Get back on your holidays. Bye. Say bye. Bye.
So in the second half of the video, we get to see some of South Wales' most amazing beaches and locations. But before then, I just want to let you know that this video is sponsored by No Fuss Travel Guides, which is my new guidebook collection. In early 2023, I'll be releasing my new Wales road trip guidebook, which will cover absolutely everything you need to know. It will contain all the incredible locations and stress-saving hacks to make sure you have the road trip of a lifetime. So if you're watching this video in 2023, go and visit robbieroams.com to find it. Otherwise, go and check out my North Coast 500 guidebook, which is currently ranked #1 on Amazon and is also available on robbieroams.com. Now, let's get back to the video.
So we obviously just said goodbye to my mum, and we drove down to Newquay in mid Wales, which is probably about an hour away from Aberystwyth. We actually go past Aber. So Aber, if you're after just an afternoon or a couple of hours to spend doing something, Aberon's really nice, real picturesque place. Looks like there's some really good places to eat. We've been there a couple of times. The reason we've come to Newquay instead, which is supposedly less scenic but has nicer beaches, we wanted to do a little dolphin boat watching tour, because we could take the dogs. We're just going to have a little walk around the harbour, see if we can get on a boat. If not, we'll just probably grab an ice cream and move on to the next place. So there's plenty of boat trips you can do here. They leave pretty much every hour or every half an hour, multiple companies. We've opted out of it actually. It's probably going to be too warm for the dogs. I know we're going to be out at sea, but it doesn't look like the boats have got much shade or anything, so just going to have a little walk around the harbour, grab a quick pint and then get back on the road. You know what, I'm going to take it back what I said. I think Newquay is just as picturesque as Aber. I mean, there's loads of independent little shops, and obviously me and Jazz are just going to pull up, grab a pint. Got to be done on a hot day like this, isn't it? Definitely a pint. Here we are. So I've just been and got us a couple of pasties, which are actually red hot. Oh, so we're having a pint and a pasty. Got a great lunch. Definitely come to Newquay. So after our pasty and our pint, we've drove another, I don't know, 25-30 minutes down some windy country lanes, and we've come to this place. I have no idea how you pronounce it. It's spelled MWNT, Mwnt. No idea. It's a place that Jazz actually found in the guidebook here, and we weren't going to come here, but I'm so glad we did. So it's this pretty much hidden cove. You don't see it until you kind of approach the brow of the hill, and then yeah, just this really cool secluded little beach. The only problem is there's no dogs allowed here from the 1st of May till the 30th of September, I think. So we can't walk the dogs down there, which is a shame, but I'm gonna still get a few shots because it looks incredible. MWMT, incredible beach. I'm telling you,
There can't be many better places for a beach day in this part of Wales than down there. Just amazing.
So the next stop of the day is Strumble Head, and there's a lighthouse. I presume it's called Strumble Head Lighthouse. Would that be an accurate guess? I'd guess so. Yeah, as far as lighthouses go, I mean, we've seen a lot up in Scotland. This is really picturesque. My first thoughts were, like, not to be rude, but it's a bit of a chode. It's not very tall, but it doesn't need to be tall, I guess. Yeah, it's so picturesque, just set on like a bit of cliff, overlooking this beautiful turquoise blue water. We're just going to walk the dogs, stretch the legs. Lovely spot for a picnic this would be. I mean, there's a couple down on the rocks here, just basking in the sun, and I don't blame them, because it is magical here.
Having a little walk around the lighthouse now, and I cannot get over the colour of the sea. It's just the most turquoise blue. You don't even think colours like that would exist in the British seas, but maybe I'm just too used to going to Blackpool. Honestly, that water is amazing. What a place this is. What a place. So we've just pulled in at Aberystwyth, I think is the name of a little town village. Well, not really a village, but there's a nice little cove, and the main attraction here is the Blue Lagoon. Been blessed with an incredible day today. Seen so many good things, and the weather has just been completely on our side. Amazing. Right, let's go and get up to the Blue Lagoon then. If you're looking for an Instagram shot, definitely the place to come. If you're looking for a bit of adrenaline, I mean, that drop there has got to be at least 10-12 metres. Way too high for me, that. I could just about do 6 metres. No, honestly, jumping off in there, not for me. Fair play to the lad. It does look incredible, the blue water. Wow, there's 2 paths to get up to the Blue Lagoon. There's one that's got 20 steps, pretty much next to nothing, and you just follow it round. The other is a path, and you can go with pushchairs and wheelchairs, which is pretty cool. So there we go, Blue Lagoon, must see if you come into this part of Pembrokeshire. Oh man, what a place. So there we have day 4 done and dusted. Been another incredible day, and the sun's just disappeared behind a cloud. Pretty good time actually, because we've come to pitch up. We're staying at this farm place. I'll put a link in the description. Really good, cleanest campsite I've ever seen. And just behind, sorry, I've got a mouthful of nuts. That didn't sound good, did it? There's like an animal walk, loads of different like pigs, goats, donkeys, all sorts, all part of the campsite. So yeah, quite unique, really good place. So we're just going to cook some dinner and then bed down for the night. And we'll start again tomorrow. But yeah, been another incredible day. My favourite word. Day 4 has been probably my favourite so far.
Good morning. We're on day 5, and it's a little bit windy today. It's meant to be one of the warmer days. It feels warm, but it is very windy. But we had another excellent night's sleep last night. I don't know what's doing it. I don't know if it's the outdoors, the fresh air, the seawater. No clue, but I'm sleeping like an absolute baby. So this morning we're going to go to St David's, which we can just see. It's probably only 3 miles away from this campsite. The UK's smallest city. I think I read it's barely big enough to be a village, let alone a city. So yeah, we're going to hope to get some breakfast down there. We couldn't be asked to make it this morning. I thought, oh, surely there's going to be a nice little quirky cafe or something we can get some breakfast. So that's what we're going to go and do. And then we've got a number of stops today. Really looking forward to it today. There's like a load of stuff I really want to see and do. So exciting times. Back on the road. St David's the first stop. Let's go. So we've done our little whistle stop tour in St David's. We're going to get back in the van now and we're heading to a beach called Freshwater West. I think it's about 30 miles from here, about an hour's drive, and it's the resting place of Dobby, the house elf from Harry Potter. So if there's any Harry Potter fans, then yeah, that's the place to go. We're going to head there now. We've got to yet another glorious beach on the Pembrokeshire coast. This is Freshwater West. We're just going to make a little camp on the beach and have a couple of hours here because there's a nice breeze for the dogs and it is pretty damn warm. Panting, I'm running up sand dunes, and basically we finished here at Freshwater West, but I think we've spotted Dobby's grave, so I've come to find it. Like I say, any Harry Potter fans, you'll probably like this. So I've put Greenbridge into the sat-nav and it's actually brought me to St Govan's Chapel, which is the little church built into the cliffside. It's really picturesque, definitely worth a little stop off. Could be a good one for Instagram if that's your thing, but yeah, we've accidentally come here. I don't think we're going to bother, to be honest, but here we are. Greenbridge is actually 3 kilometres that way, so if Google Maps puts you in the wrong direction, yeah, there you go, don't come here. So we're at the car park for the Sea Stacks and the Green Bridge, and it was about 15 minutes, so a bit of a costly mistake. I think it was like 6.5 miles to get from St Govan's Chapel, the last place. So it's split off in 2. Green Bridge is to the right and the Sea Stacks are to the left. So I'm just going to have a quick look at this Green Bridge. Meant to be a pretty cool rock formation just on the cliff edge. So yeah, if you end up doing a road trip to Wales, especially Pembrokeshire, there is so much to see and do. You're going to be in for a treat, absolute treat. So we're going to get on to the final stop of the day, which is Barafundle Bay. Now this is one of the beaches, there's millions of beaches in Pembrokeshire, West Wales itself, but this one is one that I've been told is one of the best, so fingers crossed it delivers. today's been one of them days you just can't believe that the UK can have such glorious weather. Tomorrow, for the first time in the UK, we've had a red warning of heat. Some places in the UK are going to get up to like 40 degrees. I think where we're going to be is sort of like 34, 35 at push. So we're going to have to be careful with the dogs. But yeah, to make the most of it in a location like this, feel so lucky to be able to do it, to be honest. It's been another incredible day. This Welsh road trip is turning into something pretty special, to be honest. Anyway, I'll stop rambling now. So the plan is, there is no plan really. We don't have a campsite for the night yet. Our phone signal's been that bad. We haven't really been able to find anywhere. The internet just doesn't work on the phone, end of. We are on free, probably another network would work. Just another reminder to download Google Maps offline because your signal, probably most networks, is hit and miss around here.
So we actually managed to find the Upper Portcleugh Farm campsite, which is located just outside Freshwater East.
Right then, good morning, day 6, and if we thought we woke up to a glorious day yesterday, I think it's been trumped by today. It actually turned out to be a pretty good campsite that we stumbled across. I will put the link below and the name on the screen because I don't actually know it. Something Upper Summit Farm, but I'll put it on. This morning we're going to head to Tenby, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Guy I used to work with had a static caravan down there. I always used to rave on about it, and I've never really heard much about it. But I was doing a bit of research for this trip and it looks awesome, so we're going to head there this morning and yeah, have a little look around maybe. Right, so we've just parked at the Tenby North Beach car park, and you might notice I'm wearing completely different attire, well, different t-shirt, and I haven't got my bucket on, and that's because we're actually fast forward 24 hours. So what happened was Jazz got a call from a hospital and they had a last minute appointment that she really needed to get to, and it would have meant waiting another 2 or 3 months potentially. So basically we drove 4.5 hours to Burton in Staffordshire, pretty much near where we live. I think it was a 480 mile round trip, and we must be crazy because we drove back down last night. We stayed in a hotel last minute and we're refreshed and we're ready to go again. So yeah, day 6 still. I'm gonna take a little walk around Tenby now. We'll continue the trip. Oh, what a time to be alive. Just sat on this bench overlooking the coast over Tenby with a massive big fat Cornish pasty. Getting my belly. Yeah, delicious. And we are going to walk back to the car park, get the dogs loaded in the van, and I'm squinting. The sun's trying to come out, but I haven't got my sunglasses. Yeah, dogs back in the van, and then we're heading over to Saundersfoot Bay, where we may pitch up for a little bit of a beach day. If not, we're heading towards Swansea, and Rhossili Bay will be the next place. Got a campsite booked there for tonight. So yeah, another pleasant little stop off really. You can see over there, I think it's called St Catherine's Island. Quite a few people over there. I think there might be an old castle sat on it. Plenty of things to do in Tenby. So if you are considering staying here a bit longer, loads of stuff to get stuck into. But yeah, whistle stop tour for us, and we better get going. Okay, we've got a bit of a change of plan. We've just stopped at Saundersfoot Beach, which looks pretty nice to be honest. They don't allow dogs, and we were hoping to have a couple of hours of just chilling on the beach potentially. So we're going to move on. We're going to head towards Rhossili Bay, which is kind of in the direction where we're camping tonight. So yeah, we'll just get straight back on the road. So the journey from Tenby to Rhossili Bay is quite a long one. It's about 1 hour and 40. But about an hour into the drive, you get to the Gower, which is an area of outstanding natural beauty. And I didn't really know what to expect driving over it, but it's just a huge sort of expanse of like wild land with a road in the middle of it. There's the occasional village and bus stop along the way and stuff. But yeah, some of the animals that just cross the road, it's crazy. There's like wild horses, cattle, and there's signs everywhere saying take it wide and slow around them and stuff. But yeah, remarkable, to be honest. And we've got to sort of the lookout point for Rhossili Bay, and it's absolutely, it's just a picture. I can understand why this place has won the UK's best beach many years in a row. It's 3 miles of just pure golden sands, blue seas, and surrounded by cliffs, some sand dunes that way, but I'm going to get out in a minute and show you. But it's absolutely incredible, breathtaking. Right, so where I was just parked was the National Trust car park, which overlooks the bay. It's a must visit to just get like a kind of drone shot with your own eyes. The difficulty is the access in the beach. It's really steep, and you've got to obviously come down quite a number of steps and then go back up. That's an issue with us because we've got Jem, the old dog. So yeah, we've come down. It was another 25 minutes. Basically, it's a campsite that's got some parking. It's called Hill End. So if you want some easier access, just over a few dunes here, straight to the beach, it's £5 to park here for the day. So yeah, that's where we've come. Yeah, Rhossili Bay. This beach is just definitely up there, one of the best beaches I've ever seen anywhere in the world, to be honest. Obviously helps it's a nice day, but it's just huge, 3 miles long, probably best part of a mile wide when the tide's out. Just spectacular. What a place. And I feel really lucky, there's probably a handful of people on it. Absolute madness. Oh man. We just got back to the van, and I'm blown away by that beach, I really am. It's probably our penultimate night and maybe the last beach or beach day we're going to kind of have, and couldn't really pick a better place for it. Rhossili Beach, Rhossili Bay, whichever it is, just absolutely 10 out of 10. Great bodyboarding waves, beautiful white sands, sun came out, just what more can you want from a beach, really? What an end to the day, really. Probably got an hour or two before sunset. We're going to try and head back to the campsite, maybe call in for a pint.
Yeah.
I'm desperate after that bodyboarding adventure. It's good exercise, you know, stuff like that.
So I turned around and made it went.
Yeah, good morning. Day 7 on this Welsh Coast 400-mile road trip that we're doing. I'm just still overwhelmed from that Rhossili Beach yesterday. Magic. So we went to the pub. You just seen a quick shot of that. Had some dinner there. It was really good. It's called the King's Head, I think, or the King's Inn. If you go down to that campsite we mentioned where we parked for easy access down to the beach, you'll drive past it on the way back. So yeah, it's our last day today, and I was just sitting there thinking, like, a lot of people on YouTube just sugarcoat everything and say that everything is sunshine, lollipops and rainbows and all that. And I don't like to do that because it's not really a fair representation of everywhere. Like, everything in the world isn't great. But for this Wales trip, I'm actually struggling. You know, I can pick little holes, but for the most part, it's been really, really good. A lot of the single track roads around the coastal route, especially the sort of Pembrokeshire area, are quite tight. So if you're in a large motorhome, it's going to be quite tight for you. There aren't many passing places as well. Compared to Scotland, you've got to pay for parking a lot more. Again, compared to Scotland, there isn't so many like public toilets or toilets available to use. And yeah, other than that, I don't think there's a fat lot that I can really pull apart from this trip, because we dropped on with the weather. The locations have been incredible. Just generally, it's been a really, really good trip. So I'm going to leave obviously links for all of the campsites we've stayed at, all of the locations below. Also, eventually I'm going to be doing a guidebook on Wales. So subscribe to my channel, you'll get notifications about the book, and also make sure you jump on my website, sign up to my newsletter. You'll be kept up to date with stuff on there. So seeing as it's our last day, we're going to go and have some fun. We're heading down to Barry Island, obviously made famous from Gavin and Stacey, which me and Jazz absolutely love. And we didn't actually start watching Gavin and Stacey until probably about 3 years ago, so we're really late to the party. But yeah, absolutely love it. So we're going to go and have some fun down there for an hour or two. Not everyone's cup of tea, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, potentially we could go into Cardiff. We're going to give that a miss because we're heading to Cardiff later this year. And then we're going to work our way back into the Brecon Beacons and then towards home. So this is really the last part of the coast we're going to see. So our little whistle stop tour in Barry is going to continue. We're going to go and see Uncle Bryn and Gwen's house, which is located on Trinity Street if you want to come to Barry and see it yourself. But yeah, Barry Island, interesting place, some interesting people knocking about. It's been fun, had nice fish and chips, and went into Ynyslas slots. So yeah, on to the next place. Hiya! What's occurring? What's occurring? So we've left Barry Island and we're starting to make our way home. Instead of going the normal route up the M4, M5, that kind of way, I've took us through the Brecon Beacons and the Black Mountains, and yeah, we've took this mountain pass. I don't know exactly where it is, and it's just incredible. Mountains either side, views miles away into the distance, and yeah, I was going to say it's really peaceful here, and then all of a sudden this huge military plane literally passed us by. It couldn't have been more than 30, maybe 40 metres away at best. It's a nice way to top off this trip. Sometimes it pays to go the slower way. Definitely has this time. Oh, we're finally back home. A bit of a long journey back. We obviously cut through the Brecon Beacons and then went to Hay-on-Wye, a little brief stop there. I didn't record much, I didn't record anything actually. But yeah, it's been an incredible week, and thank you all so much for watching the videos. If you're a subscriber of mine, thanks very much. If you're not, please subscribe. Turn on notifications, like the video, leave a comment below, let me know what your favourite part of Wales is, because I'm really kind of intrigued to know. I've normally been obviously to Mid Wales and North Wales before, I've never been to South Wales until this trip, so I think my opinion might just have changed. But yeah, find me on Instagram at Robbie Roams, go check out my website, and yeah, once again, thank you all for watching. I'm going to catch you in the next video, which I think is going to be my South America series. So thanks again guys, see ya.